I found the unmute button. Yay! Hi, how's it going? Hello, my Oshi. Congrats on getting first. Taryn listed. Hi, TGM. Hi, Kono. How's it going? I hope you guys are doing well. Hold on, let me drink my drink. Now howdy. I have the eye bags on today because I ran out of energy drinks, and so I'm drinking water today. I'm drinking water today like a good vampire. I'm being good today. Please be proud of me. It's so funny. Usually I'm like, I'm hydrating, but I'm really drinking an energy drink that's making me more dehydrated. But not today, man. Today, I'm drinking water. That's your natural state? Well, yes, but you know, today I'm extra tired because of the lack of caffeine. Oh my gosh, I realized lately that my caffeine dependency is really bad because every time I get a headache, which has been happening more often lately for some reason, I drink a cup of coffee about it, or I sip an energy drink about it, and then my headache just magically disappears. You realize lately? Okay, well, it wasn't affecting me as much before. It wasn't affecting me as much. But lately I've been getting headaches, and usually when I get a headache, I do what a normal human being does and I pop an Advil. But you know, human medicine doesn't be working on me. I gotta pop a 200 milligram caffeine energy drink instead. That's the vampire cure for headaches, yeah. Oh yeah, the Advil hasn't been working lately, guys. I've been, you know, but the caffeine makes everything go away. Yeah. If it's so bad for me, why does it make my pain disappear? Huh? But yeah, how was your guys' weekend? I purposely didn't stream yesterday because I was like, oh my gosh, my sleep schedule is gonna be too messed up. It's gonna be too messed up on Monday to stream, and I was right, because yesterday I went to sleep at like 5 p.m. I went to sleep at like 5 p.m. and then I woke up this morning at like 6 a.m. Yeah, it's Tuesday now, right? Correct? Yes, it is Tuesday. I had to check. But yeah, I was like, I can't stream Monday because my sleep schedule was really messed up on Sunday, which is when I was making my schedule. So I made my stream today. How was your guys' weekend? They combine caffeine and Advil in pill form too. That's true, but a tasty drink. A tasty drink. You know, I can have a little treat and I can get rid of my headache at the same time. But yeah, this weekend my family randomly showed up, which was very funny because they live hundreds of miles away from me. So it was like, oh my god, what are you doing here? But yeah, I hung out with Vamp Bro. I used to call him Komori Bro on stream, but I guess that doesn't make any more sense. So, Nahi Bro. Hung out with him. That was fun. Got less work done than I wanted to, but that's okay. I did a lot of work today before stream. Had a very productive day. Weekend was good. I went to the beach. Yay! Surprisingly, I actually really like the beach. I feel like most people would think that I'm somebody who hates the beach because, you know, I don't know why. I think I just give off like beach hater vibes, but but I actually really like the beach, you know? sitting in the shade, eating watermelon with your homies. There's nothing better than that. Brohy. Yeah, I should call him Brohy. You give off outside hater vibes. That's true. The beach is outside, and I do hate being outside. Also, you never leave house. That's true. I say I like the beach, but when's the last time I went to the beach? Anyways, let's get right into those tier lists. So last week, we started some tier lists. I came up with some interesting tier list categories, but I made too many. So we are gonna do the other 2 tier lists that I planned today. Oh, I don't know if my bot works on YouTube, huh? Guess I'll figure that out later. But yeah, so my 2 tier lists today are going to be 1, ranking Uma Musume girls, the very definitive Uma Musume girl tier list, except it's gonna be purely based on how much I like their name and nothing else. Their design, no, I'm not even gonna look at them. If I don't recognize them, I don't recognize them. And how good they are in the game, I could not care less about Uma Musume meta. We're gonna be ranking them purely based on how cool their name sounds, because that's the most important thing in a horse. Not the design, not their viability, but how swag it will sound when the announcer person says their name. And the second one that I'm doing is a tier list of chain restaurants, but based on how viable they are as zombie apocalypse hiding spots. Yeah. Okay, let's go over there. Let me clean my scene a little bit. Okay. There we go. Let me do the zoom in, so it's nice and big on the screen. There we go. Perfect. We are so ready. Okay, let's get into it. So here's our list. It has, I believe, every playable Uma Musume girl on JP servers. So some of these are not available in the version of the game that me and all of my friends are playing, which, you know, is better, because then there's more horses and there's more that I don't recognize, which is great, because I don't want to be swayed by my opinions of these horses already. Like, I definitely have opinions of some of these horses, and I won't share them. I'm only gonna tell you how I feel about their name. And then we have this one. This one is sort of like, would stay here as a fort, temporary fort, would raid for supplies, and only if I had no other option, and would steer clear of entirely. And these are a lot less, but I will, like, I do want to really delve into these. I want to talk about all these individually a lot, but you know, I hope that this one will be faster because it's just names. And let's do this one first, because why not? Not here to your SSSS. Oh man, if only I was an Uma Musume girl. Okay, first we got Admire Groove. Admire Groove is sort of just an okay name, in my opinion. I think that, you know, what are you doing? What kind of grooves are you admiring? Is it like an etched surface? Is it like a dance? You know, a lot of interpretation here. Admire. There's gonna be a lot of admire horses, or there's gonna be, you know, at least two, because I see another one here. Admire is sort of nice, but groove, you know, like air groove, I feel like, I don't know about this one. I think this one might just be a C. This one might just be a C, you know? I don't really know what the vibe is. Okay, next we got Biwa Hayahide. Okay, let me look up the origin of this name because I don't know it. Okay, this Wikipedia page is not telling me about anything related to, you know what, I'll actually put this on, I'll put this on another tab here. Let's look through this. Biwa Hayahide. Half-brother of Narita Brian. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. I'm gonna get really sidetracked again. Biwa Hayahide. Whoa, these are some fire horse names in here. But we're not here to look at the lineage, we're here to look at Biwa Hayahide. What is... I don't know. What's the name origin? Hold on. Let me look up on another tab. Okay, on the Uma Musume wiki. In Biwa Hayahide / real life, there's more information about the horse's name than on the horse's actual Wikipedia page. Name origin. Biwa, the crown name, comes from Lake Biwa in Shiga Prefecture, and Hayahide comes from farm and excellent. Excellent farm, Lake Biwa. Hi, Sev! Okay, so that's very, like, nature-y and stuff, I guess. Very nature-y and stuff. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of nature, as previously established, because nature is outside. And I don't go there. Next is Tsurumaru Tsuyoshi. Let's see. Tsurumaru Tsuyoshi. Alright. I've never seen this horse before in my entire life. Let's see. Okay, I found the real life page. Whoa. This horse seems like it was going through it, but I'm not going to read that. I do not care about that right now. We are only looking at their names. Is there no information about this? Could not become a stallion due to his illness. Oh my gosh. We're just gonna be looking at a bunch of really sad horse stories, aren't we? She could just say she hates me. That's less words. Look, you're an exception. You're a tree that can be inside. You know? I don't know. There's no information about this horse's name, man. There's no info about this horse's name. Does this horse have like a real Wikipedia page? Is this horse even good enough to have a real Wikipedia page? It really doesn't like look like it. Oh well. It looks like there's a little bit of like tsuru is crane. So, you know, I feel like I can figure out the vibe from there. It's also going to be a C. Because cranes, those things are outside. Oh my gosh, Daitaku Helios! Daitaku Helios is like the zoomer horse. You know what? Let's just stay on the Uma Musume wiki here. Let's look up Daitaku Helios real life. What if you can just translate Japanese to English? It's okay. If I can't find it on the Uma Musume wiki, is it really even important? Daitaku Helios. Whoa, he has a lot of nicknames. He's a funny guy, it seems. Oh my gosh, hi Joe, how's it going? Alright, the horse reading newspapers. Laughing horse, comedy king. This is not important. This is really not important to what I want to know right now. Does the Uma Musume wiki not always have information about their name? What's up with that? I feel like these horses are not all gonna be popular enough that they have like a legit Wikipedia page. I mean, I feel like I can just figure this out though, you know? Oh, wait, hold on. I'm looking at some other random websites. Oh my gosh, there's so much about this horse being funny. I was literally just playing this earlier. I thought about playing it today, but I was like, I don't have time for that, man. I have so much work to do, and if I open Uma Musume, I'm gonna like fall asleep in bed playing it on my phone. I've noticed that some of them have a lot more info on their IRL counterparts than others. Yeah, I feel like that's also very dependent on how popular their IRL horse is. Oh my gosh, Kira! Thank you for the Clip Studio doodle. Hold on. Let me assign Daitaku Helios, and then I will doodle it in a second. Mia's and Uma. I only play on my computer. If I played on my phone, it would be Jover. Honestly, I really like playing on my phone compared to computer because I feel like the UI is really built to be played on mobile. I don't know why. When I'm on my computer, I never want to play Uma Musume, but when I am laying in bed, I'm like, ooh, it's horse time. Yeah. Okay, Daitaku Helios. I like the sunshiny feel. So I'm gonna put this one in A. I like that name. That's a good name. Alright, quick Clip Studio Paint break to doodle myself as an Uma. Uma. Okay. If I was an Uma, would I be a front runner? You know, guys, I actually have a Uma Sona already that I drew for my like friend group because we were all making Uma Sonas. Here, actually, I'll draw my Uma Sona too as a doodle, but I'm going to see if I can just show you the one I already drew too. Hold on. And my Uma Sona is a ends closer, actually. My Uma Sona is an ends closer mile runner. Actually, I don't know if I can find her. Where is she? Okay, I look in one more folder, and if it's not there, then it's cooked. I'll just have to draw her. I'll just have to draw her. No, she's not in here. I don't know where she went. Anyways. All right. She's actually really troll. Who would have expected this? Her specialty skill, her unique skill is a red skill, which does not actually exist. Here we go. Her name is, are you ready for this? Komori type O. Isn't it a good name? Isn't it a good name? See, like if that name was on my tier list, I would put it in S, I fear. If you had an Umasona, she'd be a front runner. I see, I see. I feel like I'm just so late, or not late. I'm so end closer core. Oh man, I really wish I could find that like picture. The picture that I drew of my Umasona. Because I forgot what her outfit looked like. I'll just draw her in the Trace and Academy uniform. Okay, so like this. I'm looking at Daitaku Helios. As reference. There we go. Oh, I can't forget the bow. That's very important. Okay, now I'll color like a little bit of this. I'll color it a tiny bit. Oh my gosh, why is this uniform a little complicated actually? It's just gonna be a lazy color. There we go. Oh, I forgot to color the tail, and then I need my ahoge colors. There we go. It's me. I'm Uma. Thank you for the redeem, Kira. Okay, there you go. There's my Daitaku Helios reference. Let me save this really quick. You'd roll on her. Oh my gosh. In honor. Okay. Next we got fine motion. Fine motion is sort of weird. It's sort of like strangely phrased, but I do like sort of like it a little bit for whatever reason. Like, you know, you see the horse run and you're like, damn, that's some fine motion. It's like sort of weird, but B. I'll pour all my carrots into that 3-star pull. That means so much more considering how bad Uma's pity system is. Is this a tier list on just their names? Yes. I'm ignoring their design, their personality, how meta they are, everything about them. Just the name and nothing else. Alright. Hishi Miracle. I like the word miracle in a name. It sounds so like, you know, so dazzling. Hishi Miracle. I'm gonna put this one in B2. Okay. Lucky Lilac. You got the alliteration. Lucky Lilac. Okay, I actually really like this one. This one's kind of fire, actually. Lucky Lilac. I don't really know why you would have a Lucky Lilac, but I quite like the color lilac. I think, you know, S tier. Okay, Mejiro Palmer. Okay, we have a Mejiro. Let's look up Mejiro Palmer. Why is she named that? Okay, here we go. Real life. Whoa, what on earth is this? What is this quote? And someday, I've been proud of my friends succeeding, but I've also felt irritated with me. Though I'm running at the top, I'm not leading, but chasing their back. I'll shorten the distance, and someday I'll leave them behind. What on earth? Oh my gosh. Wait, they were like Mejiro Palmer and Daitaku Helios were besties. Whoa. That's so funny. Okay, his name comes from professional golfer Arnold Daniel Palmer. Okay. So Mejiro's 1987 born colts were named after American celebrities. Okay, I see. So that's why Mejiro Palmer. Honestly, being named after a golfer is just sort of a little bit of aura loss. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. I think maybe this one is like a C. Arnold Palmer is tea and lemonade mix. Arnold Palmer is banger. I love some tea and lemonade. However, you know, being named after a golfer is sort of like whatever, you know? You're gonna make a joke about Arnold Palmer? I can't believe that was real. Yeah. Banger drink though. Okay, no reason, instant as. That's that is such a good name. Like, oh my god, just such a good. I don't even have any words to say about that one. Let's move on. Okay, next is Sato no Crown. Why is Sato no Crown named that? Real life. Okay. Defeated Kita-san Black. Whoa. Not a lot of info there. Oh my god, this website has so many ads. Sato no Crown, you know, I guess Crown, like, you know, obviously Crown in racing. It makes sense, but I think it's just a little bit too, like, basic, you know? It's just sort of okay. Maybe even like D, you know? I feel like they didn't add a lot there. There was not a lot of creativity. You know, actually no, I'm gonna put it in C because I think I'm gonna like reserve D tier for names that I just actively don't like the ones I dislike. And C is sort of like, whatever. Alright, Super Creek. I fear that my opinion of this one might be a little bit tinted by the Uma Musume character. But I do think Super Creek is just sort of a funny name. Like, I think a B tier, not like amazing, because it's also doesn't really make a lot of sense. But just the idea of a Super Creek. It goes a little bit hard. Some of these Umas I have not heard of yet. Yeah, me too, because these are all the Umas that are on the JP server. And I'm only playing global, so I have no idea. I have no idea about some of these. Okay, Admire Vega is another Admire horse, but Vega is like the star, yeah? I think this one is actually a cook. Like, I think that this one is way better than Admire Groove. But I don't think that it's up there with these two, so I'm gonna put it in A, personally. But Admire Vega is really nice. I think Super Creek might be one of my least favorites as a name or as a character. They were just a Vega main in Street Fighter. My brother was actually a Vega main in Street Fighter. So I fought against him a lot. And yet I still think this is a fire name. So easy. Easy A. The character, yeah, she's I think she's funny. she's kind of funny. All right. Believe. I think this one's a S tier. Like, okay. I think honestly any horse name that's just one word just has sort of crazy aura, to be honest. There's just something so powerful. And the one word here being believe, like, okay. All right, I will. When you saw Admire Vega, I thought it was Admiral Vega. Admiral Vega. I'm not sure I would have rated that the same. Okay, Kuren-chan. Why is Kuren-chan named that? Kuren-chan. Real life. Unwavering confidence. Her name comes from the owner's daughter, Karen-chan. Whoa. Whoa. Wait, Kuren-chan's daughter is named Kuren Moe? That's so cute! Kuren Moe. Okay, I think that Karen-chan. Oh yeah, it's written as Kuren-chan in English, but the kana definitely says Karen-chan. Like Karen, but cuter. Karen-chan. I think... Okay, I do think it's a little bit weird to give your horse the exact same name as your daughter. Like, you have a daughter named Karen-chan and you name your horse Karen-chan with the chan in there. That's like sort of funny. That's a little bit interesting, but you know, I don't know, maybe the daughter was cool with it. Maybe she wanted the racehorse to have this exact same name as her. You know, I guess it could sound like you're always cheering for your daughter. Or I don't know what this person was thinking, okay? What about naming your daughter after a horse? I can't wait to name my daughter No Reason. I think that because Karen-chan is a real human's name, I think like the sentiment makes it B tier. Like, because he named it after his daughter, it's like a little bit weird, which is why it's not like A or S tier. But I think that the thought was there. The thought the thought was hopefully positive, so I'm putting it in B. Okay, next is gonna be Yuki no Bijin. You know, Bijin is like, I can already tell what this name means actually, but I just want to know if there are any more notes about why. Because I think the meaning matters, you know? If I was just like, this horse is named Karen-chan, it would probably have been like a C. But the fact that there's a story behind it makes it a B. So I just want to know the context, maybe. Whoa. Wait, speaking of naming your daughter after a horse, that literally happens. That literally happens here. Sorry guys, I'm getting really distracted by horse trivia. But Yukino Bijin's groom married her fan. And then their daughter was named Yukino. Whoa. People be naming their kids after horses and their horses after their kid. That's crazy. Okay, this doesn't give any more information about why her name is Yukino Bijin, but I can understand the name well enough already, and it was worth it to read that trivia. So Yukino Bijin is kind of like a pretty name, I think, because Yukino like snow of the snow, and then Bijin like a beautiful girl. I think that the meaning is quite cute, so I'm gonna put it in A. I think it's a cute name. Okay. Espoir City. I've never heard of anybody talk about this horse in my life. Alright, not a lot of information here. Actually, like very little information here. Espoir City. Wait, what the? She's so cute. Okay, I think that... What is an espoir? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. I don't know. What does that mean? Who knows? Anyways, I'm gonna make that it's a C. I don't feel any type of way about it. It means hope, so Hope City. Ah, I see. I don't know, something about it. Maybe it's the fact that it ends in city. I think it's just alright. I think it's just alright. Like, I would put it like maybe B, but I'm gonna leave it in C just cause. Okay, next. Hishiakebono. Let's see. Real life. A racehorse that competed in the mid-1990s. Whenever Hishiakebono's weight was announced, the fans in the stands would cheer loudly. What? The Japanese website Nico Nico Encyclopedia has an article, Hishiakebono is too big. That's really funny. What is the Hong Kong symbols for? Is this... Okay, the characters say Diamond's Dawn. Hishiakebono Diamond's Dawn. That is a nice sound of a name. I don't know. I feel like it kind of just fits in the same place as Espoir City to me, to be honest. You know, I'll put it in B. I'll put it in B. I think that's quite nice. Okay, Kita-san Black. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard not to not to be influenced by the honestly, not only the character Kita-san Black, but also the real life horse, I feel like has such a reputation these days. You know, Kita-san Black is so liked. It's really difficult. Even look, the nickname is everyone's favorite. Kita-san Black. Oh, look, Kita-san Black is popular enough that he gets a name origin area. Okay, Black comes from his father, Black Tide. Okay, Black Tide is a fantastic name. And Kita-san is from Kitajima Saburo, his owner. Whoa. An enka singer. Whoa. Okay. This is a really cool horse. It's gonna be hard not to think about the horse. Kita-san. So, in a way, this horse is named after its father twice. This horse is named after both its owner and its, like, you know, its literal father. This horse is just, like, big on fathership, I guess. Have you seen any of the anime for Uma Musume, or do you know the characters mostly through the game? I only know the characters through the game. I haven't seen any of the anime, but I did hear that Oguri Cap got an anime. And I have been wanting to see that because I do like Oguri in the game. So I want to watch it at some point, but I haven't found the time. Kita-san Black. Guys, I won't lie. Being named after your dad twice is sort of... I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. It just sort of has, like, not a lot of aura there. You know what I'm saying? I do think that Kita-san's like trainer is really cool though. So for that, maybe I put it in C. Yeah. It's like, you know, it's one thing to be named after your father once, but twice? That's just sort of like comical at that point. I was converted into a hard Oguri cap stand by it. Oh my gosh, I really want to see it then. Because I already like Oguri. I really like the 3 main seasons too. Can I watch the Oguri one without watching the special week one? Do I need to have seen it? Or will knowledge from hit game Uma Musume Pretty Derby suffice? Okay. Mejiro Zober. You can? Okay, swag. I kind of want to watch the Oguri one first. But I do want to watch the special week one at some point as well. Mejiro Dober like sort of reminds me of Doberman, like the dog. Is that legit? Yeah, her name comes from the Doberman dog breed. Mejiro farm named their 1994 born foals after dog breeds. That's actually so cool. Metro Dober gotta be a B tier. I don't know. I like dogs. I like dogs a lot. I think that one might be an A tier. I just, you know, what can I say? I just really like dogs. Woof. Free dog years. A dog person, it all makes sense now. Oh, yeah, guys, in case you didn't know, I happen to like dogs. I happen to like dogs a lot. Okay, Nice Nature is really funny to me because she's so often used as an evil horse in the games due to her, you know, having a easy time getting a lot of debuff skills, and the fact that she's named Nice Nature is really funny, but I have to ignore that for now. I have to ignore the character and just think about the name Nice Nature. You hate nature? That's a really good point. I think it's just alright. Like, I think that the irony of the character would easily bump this up. Like, several tiers, maybe. But just as a name, Nice Nature, like, oh, that's nice. You know, actually, I'll put it in B. Because I think that, like, nice nature, as in, like, you know, you have a nice nature. Like, you have a nice personality. It's kind of funny to have as a name. But it's definitely not gonna be better than B. Okay, Sakura Laurel. That one is also very just like flowery, but I think it just like is nowhere near how epic the name Lucky Lilac is. I don't know. B. Okay. Stay Gold. Stay Gold, this one is also, it's gonna be hard not to be influenced by the horse, because the horse is really funny. But I think Stay Gold is gonna be an A to me, just because it sounds like a command, which is really funny. Stay Gold. Do it. Don't get second place or lower. Stay Gold. I think it's good. Okay. Tosen Jordan. Let's look up. Let's see. Okay. His crown name Tosen is a different pronunciation of his owner's name, Shimakawa. And his trainer said, I thought it was jodan, like a joke. Jodan suru. But like, why? Why is his name Jordan? Tosen Jodan. I mean, Tosen Jordan also has the named after their trainer thing going on. And the name Jordan is just alright, so it's gonna be in C. Okay. Biko Pegasus. Oh wait, I closed that tab. I'm a fool. I'm a foolish fool. Hold on. Biko Pegasus. That seems to be a running theme, yeah. Biko Pegasus. Whoa. I don't know. I think it's like, I think Pegasus is kind of a fire name, especially because, you know, it's a horse. Being like, dude, this horse is so fast that it has wings. That's kind of cool. I'll put it in B. Twin turbo. I don't understand why twin turbo has twin. Where's the twin from? Yeah, I don't know. But I am partial to the alliteration. So I think A. I think A, yeah. Twin turbo, fire. It just makes me think of a car. That's an epic thing to think if you're naming a racehorse. Daichi Ruby. Daichi Ruby. Scion of the Splendid Clan. Okay, I don't know. But, you know, I can figure it out. I can figure out the name meaning. I think Ruby in general is just a nice name. For that reason, B. Okay, next is Zeno Rob Roy. I need to start doing less research on these because or else I'm gonna be here for a really long time. Okay, Zeno refers to a map publisher.
Ah. Kappa Science Seho just resubbed for 3 months. Woof woof. I pop in over her just for this lol.
Ah, Joe. Thank you so much for the resub. Oh my gosh, the Twitch Joe. Ruby's also a good color. Yeah, the gemstone and the color are very nice. Yeah, it always says your name like that. It's really funny. Okay, the map publisher, Zenrin. When Uma Musume Zeno Rob Roy was available for training, the Zenrin official Twitter congratulated her fans. That's really funny. Okay. Honestly, I just like Zeno Rob Roy's name. I'm gonna put it in A. I think that adding a Z in there is just always sort of fire because I think the names with the Z are just sort of nice. You gotta speedrun if you want to get to the other list. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Phenomenal. A. Easily A. I think that if it was just like phenomenal written in like normal English, maybe it would be an S even. But it's just sort of funny like this, so I'm putting it an A. He, she, Amazon. Obviously, you know, like the Amazon, the rainforest. So, but you know, I just can't help but like think about the shopping website Amazon. So for that reason, C. Honestly, maybe it would be D if it wasn't for the fact that it's also a rainforest. Loves only you. Fire. S tier name. S tier name. Medro McQueen. S tier specifically because it's also like Lightning McQueen. Nishino Flower. Another, you know, flower name. This one is just standard. B. Samson Big. That's funny. I kind of like that one. B. Still in Love is also going to be an A. Honestly, I like Still in Love even more than Love's Only You. You know? They're just sort of like... they're really cute. They're really cute. Yeah, ka-chow. Transcend. S tier. You know, it has that one name aura. And it's Transcend. It's just sort of powerful. Daiwa Scarlet, I'm gonna put an A. Because Scarlet is red and I love the color red. So obviously I'm going to put it in A. I might be a little bit clouded because I do like Daiwa Scarlet the horse, but I'm gonna pretend that it's all about the color right now. I love red. Fuji Kiseki. Kiseki means miracle. So I feel like I have to put it in B tier because, like, you know, Hishi Miracle, Fuji Kiseki, that's like sort of the same thing. Hoko Tarumae. I did not know this horse existed. His crown name, Hoko, comes from his owner's company, Hokkaido Ken Kogyo. And he's named after Mount Tarumae in Tomakomai City, Hokkaido. So being named after a mountain is kind of cool. I guess it also has the thing about being named after its owner's company, like Zeno Rob Roy, but I think that for me I liked Zeno Rob Roy more because it's like 3 names, which is just very nice, and it has a Z in it. I think the Hoko is way less important to me here. Boo, also hi, ready to feel old? Oh no, what are you going to do to make me feel old? Eh?
Brown 121 just resubbed for 50 months. Woof woof.
50?
So old.
50 as in 50? That's actually crazy. Wait, hold on. 50 months? Oh my god. Wait, that's crazy. That's like more than 4 years. Oh my god. Guys, I've been doing this for a really long time. It's okay. It's a mere moment in a vampire's life. I'll be here much longer. Okay, Hoko Taruma is gonna be a B. Manhattan Cafe is an S tier, obviously. This has nothing to do with the fact that Manhattan Cafe is my favorite horse in the game. It doesn't have to do with that. But, you know, Manhattan Cafe, It's just an extremely cute name. You know, I would even go as far to say I probably like her a little bit because of her name. Like, you know, it just has such a nice vibe to it. Here's to my 500-month sub. Yeah, one day we'll get there. I have no idea how long 500 months is. That must be, what, 50 years or so? Easy. Easy. That's like just a, you know, couple of weeks. 37 and a half years left, PT. Whoa. That's crazy. Surely by then Nahi will have 4-year badges. Surely, surely. Mejiro Ramone. Mejiro. I typoed that like crazy. Okay. Oh my gosh. A girl. A female horse. Okay. Mejiro Farm named their horses after mountains. I see. Her name is based on the I don't know how to speak French, so I'm gonna butcher this like crazy. Aiguille de la Mon in France's Mont Blanc, and is officially registered as such. Ramone. Oh, Lamone is like, it's like the Japanese version. I see. So she's named after a French mountain. Is what this is about. I think B, you know, same with Hoko Tarumae. We're getting the named after mountains sort of thing going on here. North Flight. Okay. I see the vision. I'm not crazy about it, but it's like, you know, it's kind of nice. It's a little bit nice. Sato no Diamond. I feel like Sato no Diamond is going to fall into the same category as like who was it? I think it was like Hishi. The Hishi name. I think, yeah, it's B tier. Sweep Tosho. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit biased. Because I do like Sweep Tosho. Let's see real life Sweep Tosho. Tosho Farm puts their crown first if the horse is male and second if it's female. Oh, okay. That's why it's Sweep Tosho. And her grandmother's Samantha Tosho. Samantha Tosho is so funny. And Tabitha Tosho. And Sweep was named after her father. Because it's sort of like a magical broom. I see. So they had a witch theme going on. Basically. Her lineage had a witch theme going on. And so they were like, let's continue this by using the word sweep. I think it's sort of funny, actually. I kind of like it. A tier. Witch theme? Witch theme? Witch theme? Agnes Digital, fire name, A. Bubblegum Fellow, what the hell? S. Bubblegum fellow. Which theme? Which theme? Bubblegum fellow? I'm not even gonna look up why this horse is named Bubblegum fellow. That's a really, really good name. On a related note, who's on first? Verxina. Wait, what kind of name is Verxina? Verxina. Am I saying this like horribly wrong? Vircina. Vircina. I guess it would be more like Versina or Vershina. Oh, and it means summit or peak in Russian. People really love to name horses like mountain-esque things, huh? Let's hold on. Let me see how this is pronounced in Russian. Hold on here.
Вершина.
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 Whoa, why'd she get all like slowed down?
Вершина.
Okay, that's just another mountain name to me. But make it Russian. Dance flame. Kind of fire. Literally. Furioso, that's just a C. Iconodictus. Oh man, I need to hurry up, man. But I'm just so interested. Iconodictus. Okay. I don't know. What does dictus mean? I'm getting a lot of like medical thing. Not Google Translate seducing Nahi. Hey! Okay. Having been said, like dictation. That's just an okay name. See. Marizensky. Okay, honestly, I kind of wonder about Marizensky's name. So I'm gonna look this up. I think Marizensky is like one of the, if not the oldest horse that is in this game. A racehorse in the 1970s, yeah. Marizensky. Okay, his name comes from his farm, Marizen Hashimoto Farm, and his father, Nijinsky II. Okay, that's a pretty standard name. I think that that's just gonna be in C then. Next is Mejiro Ryan. So I think that the Mejiro Ryan was born during the year that Mejiro Farms was naming their horses after American celebrities. But I want to know who specifically. Let's see. The baseball player Nolan Ryan. Okay. Being named after a baseball player. What was Mejiro Palmer? I feel like it's sort of the same vibe. It's just the exact same thing as Mejiro Palmer. Alright. Oguri Cap. Oguri Cap is really just an alright name. As much as I love the horse, I feel like name-wise, it's sort of just okay. It's sort of just alright. Is there a name origin here? His katakana name was Oguri Kyatsupu because small letters were not allowed, and then they changed it to properly Oguri Kyapu. Alright. I don't know. I think it's just gonna have to be vibes based. See? I gotta sleep, have fun, enjoy the Hans names. Thank you, PT! Good night. Seeking the Pearl is sort of an insane name. I'm gonna just put it in B because something about it makes me like I don't know. The vibe is off. Seeking the Pearl. What pearl? Where is it? Symbolic Crest S. See. We have too many horse names. I have to hurry up. Okay, Taekyon. Honestly, maybe we're only like halfway through. I really have to hurry. Agnes, Taekyon, real life. I wish I could just know which ones have info about the horse. Or about the name. So the crown name, which comes from Agnes-chan. Taekyon. I just sort of like how it sounds, so B. Buena Vista. See? That's just such a normal name. Vivlos. Real life. Okay. A city in Lebanon. Alright. Let's see how Google Translate says this name.
Vivlos. Vivlos.
Whoa, she slowed down again. Vivlos. I guess it's just a city, so see. Daring Heart is kind of a cute name. I'm gonna put that one in A. Fusaichi Pandora. That's kind of fire, actually. A. Inari 1. That's just okay. Marvelous Sunday is a really nice name, actually. This is certainly a Sunday Silence child. Marvelous Sunday. Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm gonna have a marvelous Sunday because my horse is going to win. Mihono Bourbon. I love alcohol, and for that reason, it's an S rank. Orfevre. I don't know how to say this one. Maybe we'll see. Goldsmith in French. I'm definitely not saying it right then. Orfevre. Hold on, let's see. Let's try to Google Translate it. From French. French.
Orfèvre.
What?
Orfèvre.
Orfèvre. Okay. I think on account of being French, D. I'm kidding. That's just alright. It's like the name comes from Stay Gold, which is, I think I put it like, yeah, I put it in A, but it has way less aura. You know, it's just Goldsmith, which sort of sounds like it made gold. It made something with gold. I don't know. It's not... It doesn't make perfect sense for a racehorse name. So, C. Saiyan Sky, cute name. B. Simbali Rudolph. I like the name Rudolph. I'm gonna put it in B. No, maybe even A, actually. Okay, Air Groove. I put Admire Groove in C. But I feel like for some reason, Air Groove kind of makes a little bit more sense, you know? It sounds like some sort of like groove that you would put on an object to make it more aerodynamic. Like these are the air grooves, you know? I need some water. So for that reason, B tier. Calstone Light O. It's kind of nice actually. I think I'm just a little bit partial to names that have an O at the end. Alright, Vodka, S tier, obviously. Just banger name. Daring Tact. I don't really like the way that it flows, but I do like the word daring. But tact and daring, I don't know if they go together like that. So B. Gentil Donna. I feel like I've been seeing a lot about this horse on Twitter actually. What's up with that? They nicknamed her Kifujin. Or Gorilla. Her name is the Italian word for noble woman. Gentile Donna. Alright. Noble woman. Maybe just C. Ines Fujin. I'm gonna put that one in C also. Okay, Machikane Fuku Kitaru. Machikane. No, that's I clicked on Machikane Tannhauser. Machikane Fuku Kitaru. Okay, here we go. Real life. Machikane Fuku Kitaru. Fuku Kitaru is of course like luck comes, fortune comes. With his contemporary Machikane Warao Kado. These come from a Japanese proverb, Warao Kado ni wa fuku kitaru. Okay. That's honestly a pretty cool name. Hi Snow, welcome in. Yeah, good to see you. How my bros look at me after Gentle Donna breaks my... Hello? Hello? Okay, I think this is actually a pretty cool name. I'm gonna put it in A. Mr. CB? Mr. Chorus Battle. Mr. CB. I want to know what CB stands for. His name stands for Chigira Bokujo Farm. So literally just the farm. Alright, that's gonna be C. B. C or B. Wait, what if I add a row above? There we go. Okay, Raincraft. Alright. That's okay. I'm just gonna make that a C. Okay, Shinko Windy. Oh, I actually tried to roll for Shinko Windy recently. Shinko Windy's SR support card in Uma Musume. Tier of his own? Yeah, it's too funny. It's too funny not to. Shinko Windy, I think, is an A tier name, in my opinion. Windy is just cute. TM Opera O. Okay, what does the TM stand for? Is it also a farm name? TM Opera O real life. Oh, it comes from Takezo no Masatsugu. And his father was named Opera House. The TM does have, like, you know, it's still the named after owner, but I think that having opera in your name is pretty sick. And also TM reminds me of like the Pokemon thing, and for that reason I'm gonna make it A. Opera O might be the most entertaining Uma I've ever met. I actually don't have TM Opera O. Air Messiah. Okay, Air Messiah is kind of dope. I kind of like this one. Air Messiah. Cesario. Let's see. Cesario. Name origin. This one has a name origin section. Comes from the protagonist in Shakespeare's play Twelfth Night, or What You Will. Viola calls herself Cesario when cross-dressing. Oh my gosh. Wait, this unlocked a memory. When I was growing up a long time ago, we actually read this play. I actually read this play in school, and I actually played Viola because my classmates said, "Hey, Nahi, you can sound like a guy." They were like, "You have a good guy voice." So I guess that in a way, I was once Cesario, and for that reason, S tier. Win variation. Is a win variation not just a loss? I don't get it. It's a little bit funny, but D. Because a variation on a win is losing. It's kind of funny though. Like, I'm actually torn between like D tier and making it like A tier. Cause I don't know if it's so bad that I'm putting it in D tier. Maybe I'll put it in A tier actually. It's like, do I like it enough that it's like funny win variation, or is it not funny enough? And is it just a bad horse name? You know what I'm saying? That's why it's either A or D. It's not anywhere else. You know what? I'll put it in A. I'll put it in A. It was so close to being the first D tier. Dream Journey. That's just gonna be a C tier. Gold City has a lot of elements from previous horses that we've seen. Where's the other city horse? Where did I put the other city horse? Oh, Espoir City isn't here. Yeah, I think it goes there as well. Gold City is no better than Hope City. Jungle Pocket. Now Jungle Pocket, I'm putting in A. I think that's just sort of, it's just kind of funny. What do you mean Jungle Pocket? How is a jungle in your pocket? I don't really get it. but it's kind of amusing. Okay, next, Machikane Tannhauser. This one I want to know about too. Any name info? Oh, okay. Tannhauser comes from a Richard Wagner opera. Okay, it's an opera name. So it might make sense to put it with TM Opera O, but you know, it's just a character. I don't know. I don't feel a particular attachment to it, and I think that it gets a little bit soloed by Machikane Fukukitaru. So I'm gonna put it in C. Nakayama Festa. I really like this name actually. I'm gonna put it in A. Fire name. Rice shower. Sort of like, you know, I don't know. It's cute. I think in A. I think it's not quite S for me, but it sort of reminds me of like, you know, at some people's weddings, like they throw rice, or at ceremonies in general. They got a rice shower. I feel like that's really cute. Silent Suzuka is just a really epic name. Like, you know, it has the alliteration. And one of the words is silence, which is definitely from Sunday Silence again. I'm amazed there's not more rice names. I feel like rice shower specifically works. I don't know what other rice names there would be. But if you got any ideas, talk to some Japanese horse racers. Taiki shuttle. I like the word shuttle, so I'm gonna put it in A. I'm definitely not biased by Taiki shuttle. Okay, next, air shaker. Air shakaru. Derived from... Wait. This horse is named after Tupac? What? Huh? Wait, oh my god, this horse's mother is named I Dreamed a Dream. That's a fire horse name. I feel like, you know, again, the air is sort of weird. And it doesn't work the same way the air groove works. It doesn't give the aerodynamic thing. So I'm gonna put this one in C as well. Cheval Grand. C. Winning Ticket. I actually quite like Winning Ticket's name. I think I'm gonna put it in A because it's sort of, you know, it's giving lottery. Like, I'm just gonna enter this horse in this race, and if it wins, it's because of sheer luck, baby. And I respect that confidence. All right, let's look up this next horse. Oops. Pulled on my mic on accident. Duramente. There's no name information on this one. Its father is King Kamehameha. That's fire. What does that mean? What does this name mean? Let me sip my water. Okay. Duramente in Italian means hard. So I'm gonna say that's kind of normal, I guess. Hard. It's gonna be like bottom of C for me, maybe. Hi, Rai! How's it going? Okay, Gold Ship, I feel like it's really hard not to be influenced by the horse on this one. Maybe B. I think that I would put it higher, but I just know in my heart that I am going to be too influenced by the character Gold Ship, who I like a lot. And I can't be. Gold Ship is just an okay name. Like, seriously. Gold Ship is overhyped? That's your hot take? No! Gold Ship is cool! But I had to put Gold Ship in B. I have to. Okay, KS Miracle. That's gonna go with the other Miracle horses. Hisu Miracle and Fujikiseki. Okay, Mayano Top Gun. Honestly, one of my favorite horse names. Top Gun is just such a cool name for a horse. Yeah. She is cool enough. She is pretty cool. This tier list is purely based on name, though. And Mayano Top Gun is a fire name. This name solos. Narita Brian. Who is Narita Brian named after? Okay, sorry, I had to mute to cough real quick. Narita Brian. Can I see your S tier names? Yeah, one sec. Let's see. Doesn't say anything about the name here. Wait, this racing silk kind of cute. Narita Brian. Honestly, I just like it. B. Just a little bit. Alright, my S tier names so far. Lucky Lilac, No Reason, Believe. Love's Only You, Metro McQueen, Still in Love, Transcend, Manhattan Cafe, Bubblegum Fellow, Mihono Bourbon, Vodka, Cesario, and Mayano Top Gun. Royce and Royce? Wait, is this right? Royce and Royce? What? That's a ridiculous name for a horse. Why is it Royce and Royce? Where's Sakura Bakshino? She's coming up! Royce and Royce is ridiculous. It's like a D tier or A tier. Royce and Royce? Okay, I'm gonna just balance them out. I'm gonna average them to B tier. Royce and Royce. Okay. Sirius Symboli. Sirius is like the star. I think that's pretty fire. A. Tamamo Cross. Tamamo Cross. Let's see. I don't know. One of his children is such a bad racehorse that they surpass Haru Urara's losing streak of 192 losses. That's crazy. White lightning too. Tamamo cross. I happen to like the way that it sounds, so I'm gonna put it in a almond eye. Almond eye is sort of funny because I feel that humans just have almond shaped eyes generally. And so do horses, to be honest. And also, I really don't like almonds. C. No, that's a little too harsh. B. Especially when the horses are human. Well, when they're anime girls, I guess their eyes are actually less almond shaped. Chronogenesis. That's a crazy horse name. Chronogenesis? Fire. Fire horse name. That's wild. That's cool as hell. Okay. Wonder acute. Hi Chrono. Have you heard about chronogenesis? Chronogenesis. So cool. Wonder acute I think is gonna be a C tier for me. It just doesn't make that much sense. Acute? Alright. I don't know. Maybe this one's D tier actually. I don't know about that one, guys. I don't know about that one. Okay, why is this horse named Durandal? Is there no special reason? Oops. I accidentally added this as a bookmark. I don't want to do that. Durandal is the sword of Roland, a legendary paladin and partially historical officer of Charlemagne in French epic literature. Okay, so basically like a strong sword. That's sort of just okay. I feel like Wonder Acute has a pun available. I'm just too lazy to think of it. It's just like, when I hear acute, you know, acute can mean a lot of things, but one of those is like, you know, acute pain or or something. I feel like it doesn't give me great vibes. Gran Allegria. What does that mean? Let's look it up here. Gran Allegria. Wow, there is zero information about this horse here. I've also never seen this horse in Uma Musume. Is this a real horse? Okay. See? I guess. I don't have a lot of information to go off of. Mr. CB in his own tier because he's C and B. Yes! That's where he belongs. Okay, Meisho Doto. Honestly, we're making good progress. We're making good progress. What? At Northern Lake, Meisho Doto has made friends with a cat named Meto, and the two have appeared in a number of videos together. That's really cute. Meisho Doto. Here, I'll look up the characters. Let's see. So like a general. Household benevolence. I see. That's a very proper name to give a horse. B tier. Now he makes a 1 stream worth of tier lists, turns it into 3 streams of tier list. Look, we will do the chain restaurants one because like these are so few restaurants. Like I could easily do that. Like it's almost 8 for me. I'm willing to go another hour. Oh, what's the first one? Last week I did 2 other tier lists. They were ranking fish based on if I could beat them in a fight, and ranking US states based on how viable they are as human names. And today we have only been doing the Uma Musume one because it's been taking so long. It's taking me almost 2 hours. That's so funny. I'm sad I missed you fighting fish. Don't worry about it. A lot of them beat me. Katsuragi Ace. That's pretty cool. I'll put this one in. It's a B, but it's like, it'll be a high B. Alright. Narita Taishin. A lot. Hey, look. There were some crazy fish in there. Narita Taishin. What is Taishin? Taishin comes from his mother, Taishin Lily. Taishin Lily. Where does Taishin Lily's name come from? I guess I can't really figure it out. But I don't know. Pretty cool name, Taishin Lily, but Narita Taishin, it really pains me to put it in C, considering that I really like Taishin as a horse. She's probably one of my favorite horses, like top 3. I think my top 3 are probably actually gonna be Manhattan Cafe, Taishin, and Rice Shower. Right below that, I would probably put Haru Urara and Sakura Bakshino. Okay. Bakshin has to be S. Like, Bakshin is just a incredibly swagged name. Sakura Bakshino. Bakshin just being like kaboom just goes so hard. Smart Falcon. I suppose falcons tend to be B. Tani no Gimlet. I love any name that has to do with alcohol, but I think it sort of just goes here. A. I think it goes in A. Because it doesn't quite have the aura of the other ones. Okay. Aston Martin. Like Aston Martin. Honestly, this is a fire name. I really like it. A. Copa no Ricky. What on earth? Copa no Ricky. In real life. His owner, Sachiaki Kobayashi, who also goes by Dr. Kopa, is an architect and feng shui master. That's sort of crazy. So it's literally Kopa no, like Dr. Kopa's Ricky. But why is it named Ricky? I don't know. You know, It does fall into the named after your owner category. So unfortunately, C. Yae no muteki. So many horses I've never heard of before. Alright, this one has very little information. Well, another horse that is a girl with brown hair who has a white patch on her forehead. Here, let me look up the characters. Yeah. Invincible. Okay. See. Okay, Asian Flash. I think Flash is such a sick name. So A. A for Asian Flash. Grass Wonder is sort of a ridiculous name, actually. But it's a little bit funny, so B. Kawakami Princess is an adorable name. A. Mejiro Arden. Let's see, who is this horse named after? Another horse that couldn't win any G1s. Let's see. Yadan. Which turns into elegant something. It's probably named after somebody. I'm gonna put it here because it falls into the like Mejiro Palmer and Mejiro Ryan category. Narita Top Road. Top Road is sort of cool. A. Sakura Chitose O. I think this one, you know, is very similar to Bakshin, but it doesn't have the Bakshin part. And the Bakshin part is the best part of Bakshin's name. For that reason, it's B. Sounds of Earth is wild. S. Tap Dance City? Okay, I didn't really like the other city names that much, but Tap Dance City is so funny. I love that. Tap Dance City? Fire. Bamboo Memory? Oh, Bamboo Memory is support card banner, actually. Just came out as well. I rolled on it for, what's her name? Her name is somewhere on the screen here. Shinko Windy. Yeah. The Bamboo Memory Shinko Windy banner. I didn't get either of them. But I think that Bamboo Memory is a pretty cool name. So A. We're almost there. Karen Bokador. Is this getting like cut off or something? What happened to this name? Oh yeah, no, it wasn't getting cut off. It's like barely there. Whoa, there is no information about this horse. Oh my gosh, it's another girl with brown hair who has a white streak on her forehead. Surely she must be related to Karen-chan. Karen Bukedoru. Bokedor. Why is this horse here? Why is this horse notable? I mean, bouquet is kind of, you know, it has the sort of floral thing. I feel like there are certain categories of horse names, really, is what I'm learning. They're named after their owner. They're named after their father. They're named after a mountain. They're named after a flower. Or something else. those are the categories. I think, you know, it's just another flower game, flower name. So see, Yamanin Zephyr. Yama is also mountain. Let's see. Oh, they cut that off, but not Machika no Fuki Kitaru. I put these in a generator and I sort of like added gaps where I thought they would cut off. But you know, I wasn't being super careful about it. Okay, Zephyr is the god of west wind in ancient Greece. It comes from Shiseido's perfume brand, which his owner's wife has. That's crazy. Normal behavior, naming your horse after yourself. This is just like the brain meme. Small brain, naming your horse after yourself. Next brain, naming your horse after your company. The next biggest brain, naming your horse after your daughter. The next biggest brain, naming your daughter after your horse. And then the biggest brain, naming your horse after the brand of perfume that your wife uses. Honestly, for that, A tier. I respect it. I respect it, Mr. Owner. Hajime doi. Okay, El Condor pasa. El Condor pasa. Honestly, I think that the fact that they shortened this horse's name to L in the game is so funny. I think it's a pretty cool name though. A. Alright. Haru Urara. I think like the story of Haru Urara's name is so like cute, you know? Like nobody wanted her, so they were like, oh, we'll take her. You know, if she's such an unfortunate horse, she might as well have a nice name. So they named her Haru Urara. And I think that's really swag. Has a really cute meaning. A tier. King Halo. Honestly, King Halo is a fire name. I don't know. I just really like the name King Halo. Maybe, I don't know if it's S tier though. Maybe A tier. Mezuro Bright. A little bit simple. Maybe B. Neo Universe. Okay, this is the horse that Lara really likes. Honestly, I read about Neo Universe, the horse, before I read about the horse girl, Neo Universe. And because I was reading Manhattan Cafe's Wikipedia page, as you do, and I was like, oh my god, this horse in Manhattan Cafe's lineage, Neo Universe, is a fire horse name. Literally my first thought about this horse. Yeah, it's a badass name. So S. Easily. Sakura Chiyono. Oh. 5.5. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Greetings from Japan. You seem pog and short and cute, so I followed. Short? Thank you. It's not true though. I'm not short. But thank you. What are we rating, by the way? We are rating Uma Musume characters, or rather horses, by their names only. You seem 5'2". That is not true, guys. Do I really seem 5'2"? Do I really seem 5'2"? Guys, I'm not 5'2". I'm like 5'5". Yeah, I'm 5'5". Oh my gosh, Rye has accurately assessed my height via 5s. Look, I'm literally so tall. Hold on. Look, see? We talked about this before? Oh my god, I do not remember. Okay, so still short. What's your problem? Huh? Anyways. Sakura Chiyono. Oh, you're smaller than my thumb? Your thumb is huge. Your thumb is just enormous. Oh my gosh, wait, his name comes from a sumo wrestler named Chiyono Fuji, whose nickname's the Wolf. Whoa. I love how they wrote that's why. Oh yeah, no, wait. Wait, do they look like a wolf? Hold on. Bro, no. No, she doesn't. How does this horse look like a wolf, man? Maybe you weren't there. I probably just forgot, not gonna lie. My memory's a little bit cooked. Sakura Chiyono O. Her side hair strands are meant to be wolf ears that are down. Oh, I see. Oh, okay, I see it. I do see it. Alright, real life. Wait, this is a Maruzensky child. Okay, being named after a sumo wrestler is pretty sick. And having the wolf vibes, I'm gonna put that in A. I think that's epic. Alright, special week is gonna be D. Next is Tokai Teo. I'm gonna... You know, I have a little bit of beef with Tokai Teo. I have some beef. I always lose. Or I always get Tokai Teo instead of the horse I actually want. So we're beefing, but I will be completely impartial. Teo Emperor comes from his father. His breeder named him Hamano Teo as a childhood name. And when Uchimura bought him, he succeeded the name but changed his crown to Tokai. I see. Okay. Teo step. Okay. Alright, so basically it's another emperor horse. I think that's just okay. C tier. Agile. Oh no. Alright guys, we're done. I will now read off everything. In D tier, Wonder Acute and Special Week. What's so special about the week? It's an entire week. C. Admire Groove, Biwahaya Hide, Tsurumaru Tsuyoshi, Measuro Palmer, Satono Crown, Espoir City, Kita-san Black, Tosan Jordan, Hishi Amazon, Furioso, Ikuno Dictus, Maruzensky, Measuro Ryan, Buena Vista, Oguri Cap, Symbolic Chris S, Vivlos, Inari 1, Orfev, or whatever, Gentle Donna, Ines Fujin, Raincraft, The Dream Journey, Gold City, Machikana Tannhauser, Air Shocker, Cheval Grand, Duramente, Durandal, Gran Allegria, Narita Taishin, Kopano, Ricky, Yano, Mutaki, Mitchell Arden, Kuren Bokeidor, and Tokai Teo. In tier CB, we have Mr. CB. In B, we have Fine Motion, Hishi Miracle, Super Creek, Kuren-chan, Hishiake Bono, Nice Nature, Sakura, Laurel, Biko Pegasus, Daichi Ruby, Nishino Flower, Samson Big, Fuji Kiseki, Hokotarumae, Mejo Ramonu, North Flight, Satono Diamond, Versina. Seeking the Pearl, Agnes Tachyon, Saiyan Sky, Air Groove, Daring Tact, Gold Ship, Chaos Miracle, Narita Bryan, Royce and Royce, Almond Eye, Meisho Doto, Katsuragi Ace, Smart Falcon, Grass Wonder, Sakura Chitose O, and Meijiro Bright. In A tier, so like the swag but not quite their names, Daitaku Helios, Admire Vega, Yukino Bijin, Meijiro Dober, Stay Gold, Twin Turbo, Zeno Robroy, Fenomeno, Daiwa Scarlet, Sweep Tosho, Agnes Digital, Dansu Flame, Daring Heart, Fusaichi Pandora, Marvelous Sunday, Symboli Rudolph, Cowstone Light O, Machikane Fuki Kitaru, Shinko Windy, TM Opera OO, Air Messiah, Wind Variation. That one, Wind Variation could be A tier or D tier. I'm still thinking about it. Jungle Pocket, Nakayama Festa, Rice Shower, Silent Suzuka, Taiki Shuttle, Winning Ticket, Sirius Symbali, Tamamo Cross, Tiny no Gimlet, Astama-chan, Aishin Flash, Kawakami Princess, Narita Top Road, Bamboo Memory, Yamanin Zephyr, El Condor Pasa, Haru Urara King Halo, and Sakura Chiyo no O. Win Variation is a good name, but if you actually win, but if you lose, sheesh, yeah. It's, you know, it's betting. It's betting that you win to seem cool. And I respect that, so I'll keep it an A. And finally, my S tier horse names. Lucky Lilac, No Reason, Believe, Love's Only You, Medzura McQueen, Still in Love, Transcend, Manhattan Cafe, Bubblegum Fellow, Mihono Bourbon, Vodka, Cesario, Mayano Top Gun, Chronogenesis, Sakura Bakshin O, Sounds of Earth, Tap Dance City, and Neo Universe. These horse names up top are just the best of the best. These are incredible names for a horse. These 18 names. Peak horse names. I'm gonna save this. Yes, this is such a long list. This is such a long list. Uma. Alrighty. Well, we got one more list to get through, guys. You ready? This one will be fast, though, because look how few things there are here. Alright, my last tier list is going to be chain restaurants as zombie apocalypse hiding spots. So if the zombie apocalypse happens, and, you know, obviously nothing is in business or anything, and I saw one of these places, let's say, like, for consistency's sake, the apocalypse, like, just happened. So these places reasonably, like, will have the things that they normally have in terms of supplies. But there are zombies outside. Yeah. Let me take a sip of water before I start this next yap. Do you have to cook the food? Well, yes, if it's something I can't consume raw. I'm intrigued that IKEA's counted as a chain restaurant. Okay, I asked other people for restaurant suggestions for this, and Koi was like, IKEA totally counts, because some people go to IKEA like just for the cafeteria. They only go to the cafeteria. They just go there to eat the IKEA food. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. But also, I've never personally been to an IKEA, so I don't know. IKEA meatballs go so hard. I hear about them a lot. Alright, first up we got Applebee's. So my personal experience with Applebee's, I've been there a few times. I can't eat most of the things on the menu because I don't eat meat. That's also going to be a big factor here. Let's also assume that I keep the same dietary restrictions during the apocalypse. It's just I usually go there for furniture. That's what I thought. I was like, who's going to IKEA for only the food? But, you know, my friends insist that this is something that happens, and I'm just gonna have to believe them. And the lingonberry juice. Oh my gosh, I've always wanted to try lingonberry or anything lingonberry. I've never had a lingonberry before. A vampire that doesn't eat meat is wild. Look, blood is different from meat. They're different. You don't have to chew blood. You've only gone to IKEA for food. Okay, so we got people on different sides of this spectrum. I didn't know that this spectrum of people existed. I'll have to go to IKEA and figure out which kind of person I am. It's chewing the meat that you're against? Yes! Okay, Applebee's, I can't eat most of the things there. In terms of like the physical locations though, I feel like they often do have this sort of brick exterior. And they also have multiple doors. Like they usually have like a door in the front that you go through and then you go through another door. Like, I don't know, they want to keep the AC in or something. But yeah, the jukebox and a bar. Okay, jukebox is not going to be a plus for me here because I don't want to I don't want to play noise because then the zombies are going to find me. But I mean, I guess it does have a bar, which means that it could be nice to get drunk and feel sad about the fact that, you know, society has crumbled and that the zombie apocalypse has happened. So that's a plus. I think maybe I would do a temporary fort because the building is brick, so I'm gonna worry less about zombies breaking the walls or something. I also feel like there are like, you know, like different layers. Like the inside of the Applebee's is like a bar, and then they have the outside which is like the seating area. And I feel like because there's like two different layers, it can be easier to move around on the inside layer near the bar without getting spotted from a window or something. And the multi-door thing that they have going on means I just have one extra way that I can, like, you know, I can keep the zombies at bay. And for that reason, temporary fort, but I definitely wouldn't stay there because I think that supplies wise, they don't have a lot for me. And it would be really annoying to always have to sneak around on the inside layer because there are a lot of windows. So, temporary. Next, Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factories are really big and they do have a lot of things that I can actually eat. I guess that I'd be worried though because I feel like Cheesecake Factories are typically attached to like a mall of some kind. And I feel like a place that is as large as a mall will probably already have like a lot of zombies in it, you know? I think it would be hard to fortify the defenses of a Cheesecake Factory because I would also have to I'd probably have to board up like the entrance from the mall to the Cheesecake Factory. But it is large. Although it being large doesn't necessarily help me out here. Yeah, weapons wise, there's not a lot. They do have some alcohol. I think I would rate it for supplies. Next is a Chili's. I feel like a Chili's sort of has the same vibe as Applebee's in terms of supplies, but it has worse fortification. Like I think every Chili's that I've been in, which is not that many, honestly. I think I've only been to Chili's like once ever in my life. I feel like the building of that Chili's though was definitely worse. Yeah, lots of windows, not a lot of like space, so there's not a distant like inner layer. I think only if I had no other option. Okay, next is gonna be Chipotle. Ugh. Okay, Chipotle typically has like an entrance on one side where it's like all windows, and then the back is like closed. It's like the side is just all a window though, so you can sort of just see straight in. There's not a lot to hide behind. But at the same time, because it is Chipotle, they'd probably have, you know, just a lot of ingredients like laying out and about. Not that I would particularly like those ingredients, but hey, I mean, if I'm not paying Chipotle prices for them, maybe they wouldn't be that bad. So I think I'd rate it for supplies. I could see the value in stopping by a Chipotle during the zombie apocalypse. Alright, next is Denny's. You know, I feel like Denny's actually doesn't have that many windows. Or like the windows it does have are like tinted. You know? I don't know. I feel like the last Denny's I went to had tinted windows. Also Denny's is a place that is always open 24/7, right? So one, that means that it probably has a lot of supplies. And, you know, they're already used to dealing with people at all hours of the day. And they sort of have that like inner kitchen area where I feel like you could walk around without being seen from the windows, even if the windows aren't tinted. Waffle House staff is taking care of the zombies before you show up. I've actually never been to a Waffle House, and that's the only place on this list that I've never been to besides IKEA. So you guys are gonna have to fill in my knowledge about Waffle House a little bit. I'm gonna say Denny's can be, I'm gonna actually say maybe I would stay here as a fort. No, but there's too many windows. I think even if the windows are tinted, like if they're broken, it's so over, you know? This is a fun list, thank you. Okay, next is Din Tai. Okay, I feel like in terms of structure, Din Tai is gonna be terrible because not only do a lot of locations have like a fully window wall, but even the kitchen has a transparent window, right? Because they want you to like see the chefs making the dumplings and stuff by hand. So they're like, oh yes, we're making the food fresh right now, which is epic as a restaurant. But as a place to hide during like the zombie apocalypse, you know, I feel like even if I wanted some of the supplies, like some of the kitchen items, which I probably would, to be honest, like they probably have a lot of things that I want. It would still, like, I would need to sneak around a lot because there's so much glass. There's so much glass everywhere. So I think it's like a maybe I would raid for supplies. Maybe only if I had no other option. Just because I feel like in terms of worth, like I'm risking a lot to go to Din Tai Fung. I'm probably like, you know, not gonna get so much out of it that it's worth the risk. Yeah, nothing's hidden from the zombies. Next is a Dunkin' Donuts. Ooh, it's been a bit since I've been to a Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, I mean, they typically do have like a one half the kitchen, one half the like small open area. I think structurally it's okay. Like I could definitely rummage around in the kitchen without being seen from the outside. I also feel like Dunkin' Donuts are often brick buildings, which means good fortification. I just think that in terms of what they would have there, you know, it's mostly going to be coffee and donuts, which is not great in terms of supplies. So I would definitely need to like go somewhere. And for that reason, temporary fort. Next is Gongcha. Honestly, I just wanted to put like any boba place here, but a lot of the boba places that I've been to and that I've frequented are like very local because I feel like boba is one of those things that you often have like some local boba chain near you. But a Gongcha is like one of the generic ones that I feel like they have a lot of places. The Gongcha in this picture is sort of a crazy one where it has like a multi-story layout that is all glass, but I feel like most Gongchas wouldn't be like this. Although a lot of boba places do have like one fully glass wall. It's sort of similar to the Dunkin' Donuts. However, supplies wise, what am I gonna get? What am I going to get from a Gongcha? I'm gonna assume it's not gonna be the second story one because this is like a specific Gongcha, but like most of them are gonna be one story. And they're only gonna have boba stuff. They're gonna have like tea and tapioca. I think I would steer clear of it. Just because the glass wall that a lot of boba places have is going to be a liability. And what do I get from going there? It's not so structurally good that I would go there just for the shelter. And supplies wise, they have basically nothing for me. Okay, next is Hooters. I've actually never been to a Hooters either. But you know, because it's the zombie apocalypse, I really doubt there would be any staff there. So what's the point, man? Has anyone, like, you know, actually I'm not gonna ask you guys if you've been to a Hooters, because I feel like you probably, you know, you probably either haven't or you don't want to tell me. So let me see. The inside of Hooters. I'm looking up Hooters interior. You know what? I'll look at it. I'll look at it on another tab with you guys. Okay. So we got a little inside area. We have the bar thing going on, but there are a lot of windows on the outside is the problem. Yeah. Oh, yes. I do feel like a lot of Hooters have like an open area like this because they want people to be able to see like into the restaurant or like on the balcony, which I feel like is not great in a zombie apocalypse situation. However, the inside looks like, you know, like there are no windows here. It's just a balcony. And you have this sort of bar area on the inside. I don't know how big the like real inside is. I also don't know what kind of like food they have. So I'm gonna assume that they have like Applebee's level stuff for me to take. So I'm gonna say maybe I would raid for supplies, but like I would definitely have to be conscious of the balcony if there is one in like an outdoor area. Wings and booze. Okay, booze is a good enough reason. Maybe only if I had no other option. Because like if I were to pick between like a Hooters and an Applebee's, like an Applebee's would have a better fortification as a building. Alright, next is IKEA. I think IKEA could be my stay here as a fort. It's a little bit of a cheat because there's so much like furniture. I feel like it would be really easy to just board myself up in an IKEA. And because they have a cafeteria, there would be a lot of food. Yeah, like I could hide in there for a really long time. I feel like this has all of the things that I want in a fort. It's spacious, but there's a lot of material I can use to board myself in there. There's not a lot of windows. There's really like no way to see in, to be honest. And there's a lot of food. I think it's just perfect. I think IKEA is my fort. Yeah, and multi-story. Literally so good. Okay, next is In-N-Out. In-N-Out, every In-N-Out has like the exact same layout, so I can just sort of see it in my brain. Too many windows, to be honest. And supplies wise, just not a lot. Also, the way that In-N-Out is set up is so that you can see the chefs in the kitchen. You can see all the employees running around back there. And so I think that it would be too easy to spot me if I was like running around in the kitchen at In-N-Out. And for that reason, only if I had no other option. Okay, Jack in the Box is going to be a standard fast food layout. I mean, it's open 24 hours, so it probably has like some way of dealing with people late at night. But also, it's so much window. I think it's also only if I had no other, or maybe even, you know, only if I had no other option. Because I would say that the would steer clear of entirely also implies that they don't even have supplies that are worth my time. And I think that Jack in the Box could have, like, good enough supplies. I've not had In-N-Out. I think it's like a very, like, I want to say California, but I've heard that they started making locations outside of California. But I have been to In-N-Out a lot with my friends, but like I said, I don't eat meat, right? So I've never had their burgers. But what I've heard from other people is that the main thing about the burgers is the value. Like, they're pretty good. They're not like the best burger that you could have, but for the money that it costs, excellent. What about the fries? I have had the fries. The fries are pretty good. I know some people don't like them, but they're pretty good. I've never been to In-N-Out or Jack in the Box. I can't believe you've never been to a Jack in the Box. That's crazy. I feel like they're like... Actually, I was gonna say, I feel like they're the main fast food chain here, but I'm just lying. I'm just lying like crazy. The reason that I've been to Jack in the Box more than other fast food chains is because they're open 24 hours and because my sleep schedule is messed up. Like, where else am I going to go at 4 a.m. really? It's an American thing? Really? You don't have Jack in the Box in Canada? Whoa. Wild. They started spreading. Oh, you drove past one when you made a wrong turn and went to Texas. Did you make a wrong turn and end up in Texas on accident? Huh? Alright, Little Caesars. Little Caesars again. Looks like a brick building. And the Little Caesars that I have been in have also been brick. So that's nice, but I do feel like they have like a one wall is a window sort of thing going on, which a lot of restaurants have for a reason. I think that I would steer clear of it because one of the walls is glass, the locations aren't that large, and I don't want to eat Little Caesars even if it's the zombie apocalypse. Same thing, wound up in Nebraska. That was worse. What the hell? Oh my gosh. That's sort of crazy. Okay, McDonald's. I think if... Oh, I don't know. I think that architecturally, McDonald's locations can be very different. And I haven't been to one in a really long time, actually. I do feel like they change things up every once in a while. In terms of supplies, there are a few things I would take from McDonald's, sure. I don't know if I would stay there, because again, I feel like fast food places tend to have a lot of window. Yeah, I was gonna say, if there's a play place, I could potentially hide there. But then it's like, let's say there, you know, like a zombie does get me. A zombie crawls up the slide in the play place and then gets me and I die. That would just be so embarrassing. Can you imagine getting turned into a zombie or getting eaten by a zombie in the McDonald's play place? It would be so over for me. I can't risk that happening. I'm steering clear. Okay, next, Olive Garden. I haven't been to an Olive Garden in a really long time, I won't lie. I think the last time I went to Olive Garden was like probably for one of my friends' birthday parties like 15 years ago. Their bread's good though. I remember that. Yeah, actually, I feel like Olive Gardens can be like really deep, you know, and not have a lot of windows or have tinted windows. It is a fort. I think it's fort, or maybe even like, I don't know if it's perma fort. I think temporary fort. It's my fort until I figure out how to get to the IKEA. Alright, next is going to be Panera Bread. I feel like Panera does have a lot of windows. They do have a multi-door setup though, and a lot of the times the windows are tinted. I think I rate it for supplies. Alright, we only have 4 left. PF Chang's. I've only been to a PF Chang's once, and again, it was for somebody's birthday. I've never heard of this place. A lot of people haven't, apparently. It's like, imagine if they made fake Chinese food again, but they made it fancy. Like, you know how Panda Express is not really Chinese food? It's sort of like that, but fancier. Like, it's sort of the middle ground between a Panda Express and some real Chinese food. They're quite big on the inside though. I feel like building wise, it actually might be kind of viable. But I don't know if I would really like to stay there. There also might be a lot of windows. I'm gonna say maybe raid for supplies. Like, it would be a safer place to go for supplies, I guess, if I want PF Chang's supplies. Okay, next is the Rainforest Cafe. I think Rainforest Cafe... Dude, I might even stay there as a fort. Like, I could hide. I could hide in the rainforest. A zombie walks in. And I am a tree frog. I'm just a tree frog. Yeah. The hiding spots... Oh, it would be so good. I'm getting chased by a zombie. I just climb a tree. Yeah, no. And then there would also be like food and stuff there. I feel like it would be pretty good. It wouldn't be as good as an IKEA, but it would be up there. Alright, next is Taco Bell. It also has a lot of noises and that might attract the zombies. Oh my god, I forgot about that, right? They play like all of the jungle noises in there. I can just turn that off, surely. Surely I could just turn that off. Surely I'll figure out how to turn that off. Besides, like, if it's a constant noise and like the zombies have already explored that area and they're like, oh, this place is just noisy, maybe then it would actually be safer for me to make a little bit of noise, you know? Like, if I make a little bit of noise when I'm moving around in the Rainforest Cafe, it's not gonna seem super loud compared to the rainforest noises. The zombies are gonna be like, that's just another toucan. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna stand by this placement. Alright, two more. Next, Taco Bell. Taco Bell has actually probably some supplies that I would want. I don't know if I would stay there because, again, like, sort of the situation of fast food place with a half glass wall. But I would get supplies there. And lastly is the Waffle House. Have you guys been to a Waffle House before? Because I haven't. And I need to know what's inside of the Waffle House. I hear a lot about what happens in the Waffle House parking lot, but not a lot about what happens inside Waffle House. Been to IHOP once. I think I've also been to IHOP like maybe 2 times. No, 3 times. It's an old diner. Okay, they got the old diner set up. Oh yeah, I don't know about this place because, like, you can't really hide unless you duck behind the counter here. This is very open and there are a lot of windows. But at the same time, I do feel like the staff here would probably be like fighting the zombies in the parking lot or something based on the reputation that Waffle House has. Yeah, the staff will throw down. Yeah. I feel like it could potentially be safe if the staff are okay. But what if the staff got turned into zombies, dude? Then I'm screwed. Then I'm crazy screwed. then I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna get like instantly torn in half. It would already be a fort. Maybe. I think like it depends on the condition of the Waffle House. Like if the Waffle House has become a fort, then sure, I'd stop by. But I think I would just be too scared to go to the Waffle House because it's like if there is zombie Waffle House staff, I'm cooked. Are you working with others or alone? I'm gonna say at this point I'm alone. But I don't know. Maybe eventually I meet up with some other people. Surely I can't be the only one who's going to IKEA during the zombie apocalypse, right? Surely there are some friendly Swedes there who will fend off the zombies with me. Alright, and there you have it. My chain restaurants in the zombie apocalypse tier list. We have the steer clear of entirely category. No offense, but I'm not going here. Gongcha, Little Caesars, McDonald's, and Waffle House. Only if I had no other option. This is like maybe I'll stop by for supplies if I can't really find any of the places that are in higher tiers. And this is going to be Chili's, Din Tai Fung, Hooters, In-N-Out Burger, and Jack in the Box. Would raid for supplies, Cheesecake Factory, Chipotle, Panera Bread, PF Chang's, and Taco Bell. Like they have something that I want, but I don't really want to stay there. I miss the reasoning for Gongcha. It was a combination of it would be hard to stay safe here, and also the biggest thing is that it doesn't have very many useful supplies, like you know, a lot of tea and tapioca. I could have a nice little boba, my last boba. Temporary fort, I would stay here for a little bit if possible, but I don't think I would work out forever. Like I'd eventually have to go somewhere else. Applebee's, Denny's, Dunkin' Donuts, and Olive Garden, and would stay here as a fort. IKEA and the Rainforest Cafe. My reasoning for the Rainforest Cafe is a little bit shaky, but I think I could make it work. It's funny that you say I just like the Rainforest Cafe because I've only been to one like one time. Again, it was over 10 years ago at this point. But yeah, I just think it would work out probably. I think IKEA is like the real true answer though. Like, you know, IKEA would go hard. That would just be the perfect place to stay. Yeah, it has so many useful things. I can easily board up like windows or exits. There's multiple stories. I can be really safe up top. And there's a cafeteria. It's just flawless. Flawless fort. Alright. And there you have it. My 2 tier lists for the day. It's huge though, so if a zombie gets in, you might not know. That's true. But then they'd have to find me. It sounds like you need to get out more. That's always true. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. That was a lot of fun. Good yap session, good justifications. Everywhere is I was here 10 years ago. I will say it's because I don't live near most of these things anymore. But I used to. I used to live near a lot of these things. Where did the Pope go? He's hiding for now. Don't worry, he'll be back eventually. Thanks for the stream, Nahi. Thank you for watching. Alright, let me look up somebody to raid. By the way, just like the previous tier lists, these tier lists are also public on the tier list maker website. So if you want to make them yourself and tell me how I'm wrong, feel free. You can totally look them up. I'm also going to link them on Twitter as well. Yeah. Twitch. Oops, I'm on incognito. I followed so many people on Twitch the other day, so hopefully this means that somebody that I know will be streaming. Hopefully. I can't get over how bad that Subway Surfer is. I hope it wasn't you. It was not me. Thankfully, it was not me. Alrighty, let's see who's streaming right now. Oh, you know what? Let's go say hi to Orla. Orla. John. Sian. There we go. Here's my raid message. Here's my raid message if you happen to be a sub. Here's my Discord if you want to join. You can also send your tier list, your finished tier lists in there if you have different opinions than me. Here is my latest cover, and here's my merch. Yay! Yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me as always. Tomorrow we're going to be having an art stream. I'm going to be drawing my friends in a bunch of different outfits. It'll be like very silly and lighthearted and fun. So yeah, we have a couple art streams this week, so that'll be a good time. They'll be much more chill, and I will rest my voice more. But yeah, today's yapping was a lot of fun. Thank you for hanging out as always, and I will see you later. Bye bye.